Good morning, everyone. So I'm the last speaker before the break, so hopefully you're going to manage that change for you. I'm here as a Caterpillar manager, as Carolina explained, and my scope today is number 2 perspective. So I'm not going to explain to you how Caterpillar is, how we make this big stuff on the ground. But when Carolina called me and said, well, would you like to talk about the number 2 perspective? I said, well, number 2 perspective? No, I'm used to talk about the number 1 perspective. So this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a change for me because half of my time in the different positions I had, I was in the number 1 role. And actually, I listened to her and said, well, okay. Well, but finally I said, well, she's right. In the role I'm playing today, in the job I'm leading today, I'm in the number 2 position. So maybe I can do this. So I'll try. Okay, so I will show you the way we think of this. What I'd like to do is look at the change agent perspective. So I will use an example in my own organization, which is a large facility of 2,300 employees. And we're going through a significant transformation, so a significant re-engineering of the facility. And I'm a design engineer. I'm an engineer from a background. I'm not an HR guy. I'm not a consultant. But one day I realized that I cannot do the technical stuff only. It doesn't work if we don't take perspective of the employee, so the people side. So I'm leading this transformation into the facility as a project leader, as Janine talked about it. So as a change agent, the sponsor, obviously, of the project is the head of the facility, so the managing director or the general manager. So the number 1, like Bruno. But so I need to be there, I need to help. So I'm going to review with you the way I see the role of the change agent, the way I think we need to help everyone to share the vision, understand the vision, and then just a little bit focus example, so just lessons learned on the transformation itself and the different perspective. All right, sorry. Okay, so for those who don't know Caterpillar, we make big stuff, generally. And we don't just don't make shoes. Yes, we sell shoes, but we don't make them. This is what we make. So this is the biggest one, and the smallest one, as you can see, the smallest one is as big as probably the cars that Bruno is renting to you. But this is the way we manage business. So Caterpillar is $60 billion sales, just released 2011. And we acquired an additional group last year, so we've grown from 100 to 125,000 employees. We have more than 500 locations in the world, so what we call locations really means head office, commercial groups, and obviously facilities, so manufacturing positions. So this is I'm in one of them. And we obviously have external dealers. We do not sell directly to customers. We do always sell through dealers. So if you want to buy one of these, you need to go in France, you need to go to Bergerac, Montmeyeur, with the certified dealer, independent dealers. All right, so now that you know that, sorry. What I think the change agent role is, it's not nothing new if you listen to Janine before me, but basically the change agent needs to do these things. So understand the change, understand from the sponsor, so understand from this entrepreneur who has a vision before, understand the change, but not necessarily from a business standpoint only, but really from the people side. So understand the impact of the change on the people who are going to go through it. So this means, yeah, we need to have empathy for the people. Well, so this is all this soft stuff that well, only the HR people can do this because they listen to people and they are interested to people, but not really. I mean, if the change agent is not knowledgeable of the business, knowledgeable of what's going on, there is no credibility for the change agent. So there is no credibility for just listening to the people. However, he needs to do it, and he needs to find the appropriate sponsor. So, in an example like in my facility, the ultimate sponsor is the general manager. However, I'm going to show examples. When we break down this change into details, the sponsor might be a different level for that particular area, for that particular change. So the change agent, so in my case, will have to find out who is the right person that will really support and drive and lead the change. So in an organization like us, sponsor is larger than one person, depending on the position of the situation and the exercise we're going through. Okay, we need to manage the change, so we need to apply the principles. So here, we are very fortunate in Caterpillar. We've made a decision years ago to work with Janine Lamarche, and that's why basically I'm in the middle of this relationship here. We started in Caterpillar to think that change management is something we need to manage, and we basically worked with Janine, learned from Janine, developed our own expertise to the point that now we are self-educated for some of us, that we can really do the change management principles and methodology. So the change agent has to prepare and implement the change plan. So, well, okay, so what is it? So it many things. And one of my lessons here is, as a change agent, I happen to have my boss, who is the sponsor, and I went to him, said, well, we need to make the change, and we need to apply the principles, and we need to make all this process, and well, but this is impatient entrepreneur says, well, no, I mean, come on, Raphaël, do what you have to do, and we just don't bother this with me. But what is this about change management? What is it so complicated? So, well, but no, this is not that complicated. It's simply answering three questions, to the three questions. So, can I use three questions, Janine? Yes. So the first question is, who are the people impacted by this change? Second question is, what do these people think about that change? And third question is, what are we going to do about it? So when I said that to my boss, I said, well, that's it? Yes. Okay, so let's go. So I was so proud that I could have him listen a little bit more and go with me to that change. And obviously, probably the most important role of the change agent, that is probably the most difficult one, is doing the opposite of what I'm doing right now, is listen. Listen to who? Listen to the sponsor. What is his concerns or his business reasons to do this? Listens to the change agents over the process, and listen to the targets. The targets are the people that are going to go impacted by the change. Yeah, but you can say, well, how do you do this? I mean, listen, you're just not going to sit in front of you and say, okay, I'm listening now. So that's the most difficult part. I mean, getting the right credibility, the right trust, that people can come to you and tell you naturally what do they feel, what do they have concerns for. And that's probably the most difficult part. So you cannot just elect to be a listener, right? I mean, you need to, you are listeners now, but it's not that easy. It's okay, Mr. X, I'm coming to you, I'm going to listen to you, so please tell me. So that's the way to do this, informally, formally. So I find out that coffee machines are one of the best process I have. Much better than just going to meetings and sit down with people. So that's the reality. Sorry, I have to deal with this change. All right, so one of the things that I used to understand as a number one when I used to manage facilities smaller than Grenoble today but I was in the MD position, is sharing the vision. I mean, understanding that you cannot, what Bruno explained that's much better than I do, you cannot embark the team, you cannot embark the people if you don't share the vision with them. And so it requires significant time. And as Bruno just explained, I repeat every day, I repeat every day. Yes, it's exactly the point. I mean, it takes time, commitment, resources to explain the vision. But the way I'm writing here is we can't leave the place until we all understand the same thing and we all understand, have the same vision. Obviously, we have to repeat. I mean, we all know that if we don't repeat at least 6 or 7 times, different ways, obviously, we will not get the same sharing, the same vision. But it's key. It's about seeing the same picture. And here, my bullet point on the top says, well, the first change agent is the sponsor himself. He has to do this. He has to go through this. He has to, as Bruno explained, I mean, well, I told you, so that's fine. I mean, why do you want me to do this? Well, that in reality, he is his own target of the change because he has to understand that this is much more important than just telling. It's finding the way. So me, as a sponsor in that case, I have to tell him or help him understand that in that particular situation, these people understand in that particular situation, this is not what they want to listen and what they want to hear. This is not value for them or valuable. So the example I'm sharing right now is what we do in CAT France. So this is CAT France facility. This is in the middle of the city of Grenoble. As you can see the numbers below, I mean, this is 50 years that we are in the place. Obviously we've been acquired by Caterpillar Inc. 50 years ago as a small facility, and then we've grown after years. This is 2,300 employees, second largest site in Europe. We obviously we don't do everything ourselves. We are highly automated workshops. That's why for only 2,300 people we can deliver $1 billion worth of material outside of the facility. But we need obviously to have suppliers, so we are strongly manufacturing expertise. And the transformation that we're going through now is the second largest change in the history. The last time was 25 years ago. And here we are redesigning the place. So for those of you who don't know lean is slim, but really lean is getting in industrial technology mindset, removing all wastes in the process for getting the value to the customer. Okay, so we only focus, like Bruno explained, what is the value for the customer, and everything in the process flow of the product doesn't count. So we need to remove it. That's easy to say, but it's not that easy to make. So in order to do this, we have to re-engineer the facility, the flows, the manufacturing processes. And so when we explain this to people, we say, okay, this is the change, why we do this, and how we're going to do this. And you can read while I'll talk, but at the end, it's about a team that will be able to deliver to customers a better product and more competitive. In a facility, in a world like Caterpillar, we are heavily focused at China. China is our biggest opportunity for growth. So why would we invest in Grenoble, France, high labor costs, 35 hours per week, and all the things you know, compared to investing in China for 1/10 of the labor cost and for very disciplined people that will do exactly what we need. So that's the burning platform from the CEO, that's the burning platform from the visionary entrepreneur, and this has to be conveyed to the employee on what is it for me. So we designed communication documents, information, tools for people to visualize the future. Okay, so this is probably the best lesson I have is, well, how can I explain the future? I mean, just give them the picture of what it's going to be, the future, before the future is here. So for those who understand, I mean, the transformation from the top to the bottom of the screen is fundamentally changed in terms of manufacturing processes. But we took time to design the picture here, to get all the key principles, all the key messages, all the key changes that were critical compared to today's environment, so people could relate to it. And then we can talk for hours in front of the picture, just because the picture is powerful. But this means also changing the culture of the people, so changing the way we work. Basically, behind the picture is, okay, how are we going to go and work in this environment? So in terms of teamwork, in terms of reactivity, a captive line like this one cannot stop the way it stops today. So this means reactivity organizations that we do not have today. So as a change agent, I said, well, we need a change management expertise in this. We will not be able to be successful just because we have very nice or very talented engineers that design the line. We need also change management. So what we basically did is create a center of expertise of change management residing in HR. So actually, two of the members of this team are here with me today. But this is one of my probably biggest personal commitment to change management was to really push the organization to the point that, well, yes, this is something that we want to do. This is important enough that we will invest in change management expertise. So what does this team do? They develop the expertise itself and develop the network. So we're using methodology from Janine. So we have change masters, change agent, that will then, you can see the picture, communicate and link all the different teams of this flower. So at the center of the flower, the common theme of all this is change management. This is a big success because this is a lot of money to invest in the future, because the only conclusion of this is that the sustainability of the change. If we do this, we believe, and I believe as a change agent, that this is going to help the change to be more sustainable, that to embed the culture, okay, we need to take care of this for this particular project or for another one that will come 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So it's embedded in the culture of the facility, of the company, that, okay, yes, we know, we always have to deal with change and manage the change. So one example, just for you now, this is I was talking about the big transformation. Now the big transformation is made by many small ones. And in that particular case here, I said the sponsor of the change is no more the general manager, but the very small area of the section manager. So in that case, this is you see two pictures of the working environment before the change and then after the change. And what did change really? The location. They simply moved from one place to another 3 kilometers away. We changed the logistic distribution, the way they were going to work. So from the sponsors, from the top management, what a big deal. Change 3 kilometers and say same city, same country, same everything, same company. So what's the problem? What are we talking about? But for the employees, this was not that simple. And it took a while for me and for the change agents to say, well, probably it's not that easy. Probably it's not that simple. So maybe we have to listen. Because we said, well, things don't change. The assembly process is the same. The tools are the same. The team is the same. Same people. So it's so simple. So we've gone through the exercise with the change management, applying the rules, applying the recipe. And the very first recipe, again, as I said, is listen to the people. What do they think about this? The result is that we have a much better confidence into the change. Low resistance. One main target becoming change agent. We were able to find who was the person that was probably the most reluctant one, generally opinion leader. So if we able to change this one, this is going to be a much bigger success. And this is what happened. So we put him in a position to convey and be becoming the star of that change. And this was a significant opportunity. Obviously, the production was kept at the right level. But again, in the top, yeah, this is a small change or a tremendous change, depending on who is the person we talk to. So this is a lesson for me as a change agent. Well, we need to listen. So particularly we're using the processes. I mean, say, well, in that example, we always go through 3 things that are critical into any change. What is the communication plan? What is the learning plan? And what is the reinforcement plan? So I explain the problems. So we have here many examples of what we did. But simple things like bring the sponsor, the general manager, the big sponsor, down to the line, down to the area, say, hey, show them that you are interested to them. So this is what Janine explained. I mean, I'm writing the speech for him to come. I'm telling him this is what you need to come that day at that hour, and we'll make pictures, and this is what we want you to say with your words, but with your tone, with your language, with your personal skin in the game, but this is what are the messages. So lessons learned. Sharing the vision. Bruno convinced you, I guess, that we need to share the vision, we need to explain the vision, and this is finding that, well, it's not that easy, we need to find the right words. Being one voice in terms of, okay, we all need to be able at every level of the organization understand the vision, so one voice in terms of communicating it to the targets. Sponsor role is a key role. So Bruno was thinking, well, I'm the bad guy, you're the good guy. I don't know. I mean, both guys are necessary, as Janine told you. Or even Carolina was convincing you that these 2 roles are necessary. The sponsor role is a challenge sometimes because he's also a change agent himself, or target sometimes. And as a change agent, so we need to imagine the benefits of the change. We need to develop what I call the well-being, so the bien-être in French, of coming to work. What is the benefit for me as an employee to go to that change? And for the organization. Generally, we do that for the organization. We know why we do this. We have a business case, we have a reason, we have a burning platform, we have numbers, as Janine said. But for the employee, what is it? And we need to involve people, what we call targeted people, upfront, as early as we can. This is probably mistakes we've done many, many times. We talk to the targets when we have set up everything is ready, so now we know what to say. But that's not necessarily the right time. It's too late. If we listen to them, well, we're thinking of doing this, what do you think? It's totally different than, okay, come here, now we know exactly what we'll do. So again, but the most important thing, remember only that picture probably, is as a change agent, we need to think in the shoes of the target, and not in our shoes, and not in the sponsor shoes. That's it.